The Bold and the Beautiful. August 28th, 2025. Deacon exposes Luna's scheme and kicks Sheila out of his life. The August 28th, 2025 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful was a roller coaster of secrets, betrayal, heartbreak, and shocking revelations. Viewers were left gasping as Deacon finally confronted two of the most dangerous forces circling his world: Luna's manipulative scheme and Sheila's toxic grip on his life. This episode proved once again why the long-running soap remains a fan favorite. It had everything: family conflict, broken trust, and the promise of redemption. Let's dive into the key moments. Deacon connects the dots. The episode opened with Deacon sitting alone at Il Giardino, replaying conversations he had overheard between Luna and several others in recent weeks. His suspicions had grown too loud to ignore. Luna's sweet, innocent facade was starting to show cracks, and Deacon was no longer willing to pretend he didn't notice. He recalled how Luna had carefully inserted herself into Finn and Steffi's lives, acting as though her loyalty was to the Forrester family while quietly manipulating situations to her advantage. Deacon, who had once been fooled by charm and manipulation himself, recognized the warning signs. When Luna walked into the restaurant, smiling sweetly, Deacon didn't waste time. "Drop the act, Luna," he said firmly. "I know exactly what you've been doing, and it ends today." The tension in the room was palpable. Luna's scheme exposed. Deacon revealed that he had discovered Luna's pattern, planting doubts about Steffi's judgment, whispering lies about Finn's loyalty, and even trying to sway Hope by implying Thomas might not have changed. Luna's ultimate goal, Deacon declared, was clear: divide families to make herself indispensable, while slowly gaining power within Forrester Creations. At first, Luna tried to deny everything, insisting that Deacon was misinterpreting. But Deacon pressed harder, exposing how she had manipulated conversations, twisting people's words to create conflict. In a chilling moment, he laid down the truth. "You're not here to build a family, Luna. You're here to tear one apart." This was the breaking point. Luna's mask slipped, and her silence confirmed what Deacon already knew. Sheila's arrival. One last gamble. As if the confrontation with Luna wasn't enough, Sheila arrived at Il Giardino in the middle of the showdown. Clearly rattled, she attempted to defend Luna, claiming Deacon was being paranoid. But Sheila's involvement only deepened Deacon's anger. For months, Sheila had promised she had changed. She swore she wanted to live a life of honesty and love with Deacon. But in recent days, her old manipulative ways began to resurface. Now, Deacon saw her clearly. She had encouraged Luna's scheming because chaos always benefited Sheila. Deacon's voice trembled with emotion as he told Sheila, "You brought poison into my life, and I let it stay here too long. No more. We're done, Sheila. For good this time." The breakup that shook Sheila. Sheila's reaction was explosive. Her eyes filled with rage and desperation as she pleaded with Deacon not to throw away what they had built together. She reminded him of all the times she stood by him when nobody else did. She reminded him that he loved her despite her flaws. But Deacon stood strong. He told her that love couldn't survive lies and manipulation, and that he refused to lose his daughter Hope, or his self-respect, because of Sheila's games. The scene grew even more intense when Sheila lunged forward, insisting he'd regret this decision. Deacon, however, stood his ground. "The only thing I regret is letting you back into my heart when I knew better." Finally, Sheila stormed out, vowing this wasn't the end. The camera lingered on her face as she whispered to herself, "If I can't have him, nobody will." Hope's shock and relief. Later in the episode, Hope arrived at Il Giardino and found her father emotionally drained but resolute. When Deacon explained what had happened with both Luna and Sheila, Hope's reaction was a mixture of shock and relief. For so long, Hope had begged her father to see Sheila for who she truly was. She had feared Luna's influence too, though she hadn't been able to prove it. Now, with Deacon's decision to cut ties, she finally felt a sense of safety returning. Hope embraced Deacon, telling him she was proud of him for finally breaking free of Sheila's control. The father-daughter moment was one of the emotional highlights of the episode. giving viewers a rare glimpse of hope, literally and figuratively, amidst all the chaos. Steffi and Finn react. Meanwhile, back at the Cliff House, Steffi and Finn learned of Deacon's confrontation with Luna. At first, Finn struggled to accept that his cousin had been scheming. But Steffi, ever the voice of caution, admitted she had long suspected Luna was playing a deeper game. The couple agreed they would need to watch their backs, and that Deacon's warning couldn't be ignored. Cliffhanger ending. The episode closed with two powerful moments running in parallel. Sheila, sitting alone in her apartment, staring at a photo of her and Deacon together. Her expression hardened into one of vengeance, and she muttered, "If he thinks he can just walk away, he's in for a surprise." Luna, shaken but not defeated, placed a secret phone call to an unknown ally. "He knows everything," she whispered. "We'll need to move faster." The camera zoomed in on her face as a sinister smile crept across her lips, making it clear that this story is far from over. Final thoughts. This episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivered everything fans crave: explosive confrontations, heartbreaking goodbyes, and shocking twists that set the stage for even more drama. Deacon's decision to finally free himself from Sheila's toxic love was a turning point, not just for his character, but for the entire canvas of the show. Meanwhile, Luna's exposure raised the stakes even higher, proving she is a force to be reckoned with in the months ahead. August 28th, 2025 will be remembered as the day Deacon finally took control of his life, but the question now is, will Sheila and Luna let him keep it?